In the biggest social experiment I've ever hosted, I've split 1,000 players onto 3 different islands to simulate civilization in Minecraft. The players were given no help or instructions, and each one had a single life, meaning that if you die, you're banned from the server and gone forever. Every single player is free to do whatever they want, become a farmer, lead a nation, and create civilization. But it will not be as easy for everyone. While one of the islands is a lush plains, the others are
not a single tree,
a deadly desert and a frozen wasteland. It's up to each player to build history. Would the islands unite in peace, or would total war break out? What happened was the wildest story I've ever recorded, so pick a nation to root for and enjoy the chaos, because this is 1,000 Players Simulate Civilization. If you want to be part of videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to my channel and join the Discord server in the description. At the start of day 1, all the 1,000 players were unleashed on the map.
This will be interesting.
Hi. Hi.
Mine trees.
there is not a single tree.
Right before the players arrived on the map, I had made all of them decide between option 1, 2 or 3 without telling them which island their choice would send them to. But what they didn't know is that some of these islands were going to be a lot harder to survive on than others.
Yeah, everyone walk slowly or else you're doomed.
You guys are lost in the desert?
Yeah,
You gave us no trees, man. What the hell?
On the desert island, everything the players could see was sand, sand and more sand, making trees which give you wood an incredibly important resource nowhere to be seen. It didn't take long for the desert players to realize that building civilization out here was not going to be easy.
Yes! No way!
But luckily for them, the island was not completely barren. Far away on the edge of the island was a small savanna biome, and it didn't take too long before the first group of players stumbled upon it.
Grass! Seeds!
There's a tree! There's a tree! There's a tree!
What are you guys doing? You guys come here on this island, immediately destroy every single plant?
I've been replanting the trees I cut down.
You guys truly love nature.
There you go. Is this better?
The desert island was not the only hostile island on the map. The snow island was just as challenging. With barely any mobs spawning there, getting food was going to be a major struggle for the players. And that's not even mentioning the terrain. The entire island was buried under layers of snow, and at the center stood a massive dead volcano, towering, frozen, and incredibly difficult to traverse. But for some reason, that exact same volcano was the very first place the players decided to explore. There's someone who spawned in the volcano! How did you get here?
Over there.
You're in the
it's
middle
quite
of the
easy.
volcano.
Oh.
Now, snow and desert were definitely not looking like prime places to build civilization, but on the Plains Island, here, resources were everywhere, trees in every direction, plenty of animals for food, and basically zero danger. Progress on this island was almost effortless. In fact, the plain players were so unbothered by their surroundings that they started running a shady business before even bothering to gather the basic resources they needed to survive.
We're a door-to-door door salesman. We go door-to-door selling doors by the door. We're wondering, would you guys like to buy one of our doors? Here, we'll give you the previews.
The plain players immediately began forming groups. 2 major ones emerged. In the north, Bellaria, led by 2 queens, Kumi and Ava, and in the south, Orum, founded by a player named Hexif and his friends.
We're Orem.
Orum. It means gold in Latin.
We're going to create a global trade center, essentially. And all the leaders can come here for any diplomatic reasons. Anyone can trade here. Anyone can set up shop here. Hopefully, this will keep things at peace.
It quickly became clear that the Plains players were more than happy with their island. Resources came easy, group formed immediately, and their ambitions for nations were massive. On the other islands, even though the starting conditions were much tougher, that difficulty actually pushed players to unite and form tons of different groups so they could survive together more effectively. There were so many groups on both the snow and desert islands that we counted over 10 groups on each right at the start. Eventually, many of them began merging together into larger nations. On the snow island, one of the earliest groups to form was Snowdonia, led by a player named Snorlax. He managed to gather a surprisingly large amount of players right from the beginning.
So this is going to be our settlement. We are going to be living together, but we all agreed on one thing. If one of us gets attacked, we must support the other team.
They immediately got to work building a wall and planning a city within. But they weren't alone. Close to Snowdonia were other groups. ISK, a Viking faction led by Galaxy that lived on the side of a mountain. Also Etheria and Flumen, two neighboring towns. These four groups were on good terms, and rumors started spreading that they were planning to unite. If they did that, they would be the strongest alliance on the entire Snow Island. But not everyone was included in that plan. The remaining Snow Island groups, basically everyone outside the Snowdonia alliance, realized that if they didn't act fast, they would become outnumbered. So they decided to make a bold move. They all marched to the giant volcano at the center of the island and announced their intention to merge into a single mega nation. Snorlax and the nearby leaders only heard whispers about that a bunch of players were gathering at the volcano, so they all went there in a hope to recruit. Instead, they arrived there to witness a player giving a speech declaring the formation of a new nation.
In these states we agreed to defend our land of volcanic states. We agreed to defend our people. We agreed to defend our states.
Glory to the volcanic states. Everyone say it. Glory to the volcanic states. Glory to the volcanic states.
This new nation was huge, bigger than Snowdonia and all their allies combined, well over 100 players. Realizing the balance of power had just shifted, Snorlax and the other leaders immediately left and held an emergency meeting in the middle of nowhere.
If we are like merging together to combine our strengths, we could do like three kings.
Their decision was immediate. They should all merge together under a single banner, the Snowdonia Empire, giving them at least a chance to stand against the volcanic state if conflict were to emerge. In the desert, a similar pattern was unfolding. Tons of groups were forming, with most players gathering in the savannah since it was the best place to actually build civilization. And this is where the largest nation of the desert emerged, the Pink Maids Mafia. No, this is the name. I wish I was joking. Across the island, other groups were also rising. Shadetopia in the Badlands, Eclipsy and Apolia up in the north of the island. Well, very similarly to what happened on the Snow Island, all the desert groups were worried about the Pink Maids as they had the largest group on the island and the most players. In response, Eclipsy, Apolia and Shay decided to have a meeting about this situation.
But the Maid Mafia is like something that you should care about.
They're not gonna stay quiet forever.
You don't know the intentions.
Alright, but like, okay, if we had no choice to attack them right now, would you guys attack him or no?
If you had no other choice.
We had no other choice.
The reason why I addressed that first is because it's kind of the elephant in the room of why there's not extra seats at this table, is that we need to make an alliance to protect the island.
Word eventually reached the maids that a meeting had happened between all the nations of the desert and that they were not invited. Let's just say that they weren't thrilled about that. But honestly, I couldn't tell at the moment, because if there is something that the maids had over them was moral, as a player called Saren was singing for all of them as this meeting was happening.
I am a lover boy with the hope that you'll be mine. Cause we're in the
By the end of the first day, saying that tension was forming between groups across the islands would be an understatement. But despite all of that, the players were still working strong and beginning to build some genuinely impressive nations. We'll see what happens in the following days.
Would you be mine?
Day 2. As the sun started to rise on our 3 islands, inside the volcano, the members of the volcanic state were all gathered to run an election for their future leader. One by one, players started giving speeches.
Hello citizens, I first want to express my gratitude to all of you for doing such an amazing job at not only building up this volcano, but for building this amazing community. Peace,
dedication, and collaboration. These are the core pillars that unite all of us. And soon, the whole of Snow Island and the world will know who we are.
Just look at this. In 2 days, we've proven what we can do when we work together. But this is just the beginning.
All the players got to vote for their favorite candidate, and this player called Princess Pinecone was elected as the new leader of the volcano. Not far from there, on the edge of the volcano, in the Viking town of ASK, the leader Galaxy was hosting a ceremony where he was naming his supposed son, Soccer, King.
I've had the pleasure of watching as Soccer has grown up over the years and become more than just a man, but has become a Viking. Back when he was a wee lad and he was pissing his pants, I'd never expect he'd turn into a ruthless warrior and truly a leader of men. But alas, the time has come to crown ourselves our new chief and our king. The man will speak to you now, and then let's get drunk. Soccer, you've done well, son.
As
As a son.
I would like to graciously accept this honor of being leader.
We're proud to have you, son. He's blown his horn. We can all get back to our daily activities. Let's get drunk.
While the Vikings decided to celebrate their new king, those were not the only celebrations happening on the Snow Island. In hopes of creating stability between all the groups of the island, Snowdonia decided to host a festival and invite the volcanic state members to calm down the tensions between them.
Hello, snow people. It's nice seeing all of you guys gathered at one place. Remember, we are not fighting, okay? We've all combined to play. We're playing for fun.
At first, they didn't want to show up. They were pretty scared to be there, as they thought the festival location was a trap.
What happened is basically Duckor, which is Snorlax's right hand, just said like, oh, there's a trap.
But eventually, tensions went down and both groups competed in minigames. Well, at the moment everything seemed pretty peaceful for the snow players, but I couldn't say the same for the desert island. The pink maids who were not invited to the meeting yesterday were still unhappy about that. It also didn't help that they heard that Shadetopia had supposedly taken hostage some of their members, and that Shade was gatekeeping the Badlands part of the island, threatening to kill everyone who tried to mine some terracotta. All of that wasn't exactly accurate, but it didn't matter. This was what the maids believed, and as they were getting ready to march onto their town to deal with those issues, some Shade members showed up at the maids' town to preach their beliefs about their sun god.
We love the sun here. We'll never ban.
No, the sun is outlawed.
We will never.
The sun is illegal.
This was too much for the maids. They grouped up and started marching towards Shadetopia.
That seems shady.
Here, there's shade ahead, shade ahead.
Once the maids arrived, they stood armed on the side of a hill and demanded to talk with Shade's leaders.
Firstly, attempted murder of a maid mafia diplomat on day 2, following an extortion by player Nujo, who you denied citizenship of. Death threats against players for mining within the Badlands for terracotta. I'm telling you guys, you have less than 2 minutes. You are deciding if you surrender or if we kill you all now. There's no more discussion. We have no more room for diplomacy.
After going back and forth, the conversation was going nowhere and the maids didn't want to listen. They gave them an ultimatum: surrender or they would take action.
So I'm telling you, we're taking everything.
Yeah,
or you'll all die.
You take me,
Everyone shut up! My patience has been tested enough. We will kill Shade.
What?
A battle broke out in the center of town and the maids killed multiple Shade members, but somehow their leader and a few other citizens managed to escape by swimming away.
dear members of the Maid Mafia, and any surviving citizens of the Shade, I want to congratulate all of us on a decisive, deathless victory against the tyrannical state of Shade. We've taken over their land, and now we will return the spoils of war to the people across the desert.
Nutmeg, the leader of Shadetopia, was now far from danger. He made his way to the other nations of the desert to alert them about what had just happened, and maybe to find shelter for him and his people.
This was not just for the people of the Maid Mafia. Shade has continued to prove a threat and inconvenience. Their tyrannical regime ended today.
First, he went to Eclipsey and explained everything, but didn't want to be part of their problems and kicked them out as quickly as they came. They then went to Eclipsey's neighbor town, Apolia, to talk with their leader, Christina. Are Shade people welcome to take refuge here?
Yeah,
of course. Any refugee of any war is allowed to take refuge here and become a full citizen.
That they came to our base and said, surrender or die. We want your leaders. You have two minutes to decide. When 40 people come to your base, they kind of start to attack us. Half of us died.
Apolia was more responsive and listened to their complaints, but they still had nowhere to stay, so they decided to try their luck on another island. After hearing that a giant city called Oram had been rising in the Plains Island, they decided to head there. And giant it was. Player had been hard at work building a massive city. They even built a giant colosseum to host battles, and one was just about to take place. On the Plains Island, two main groups existed, Oram and Bellaria. Those two groups weren't communicating enough, and both had a large number of players, so it didn't take long for them to start doubting each other's. In fact, each side saw that the other wanted to wipe them out. But the Oram Council had an idea: invite Bellaria over for a single 1v1 battle to the death between one player from each side to settle the beef.
How this fight is going to work: we have two fighters on the field, one from our side and one from the other side. Our side, we've chosen Unvoked as our champion.
We have chosen 50 kills to fight for us.
Rules are, this will be a fight to the death. Both sides, good luck, fight your heart out. This battle will start in 3, 2, 1, fight. They're bumping each other back and forth. Some lava going down some walls. Interesting. Both got lava. Both set on fire. Both out of fire now.
He has got
just expecting this all right now. Both using their axes switch pretty well. Fighting for their lives out here. Unvoked looks like he's locked in. We'll have to see though. I just don't even know who's winning at this point. They're both doing a phenomenal job. I will say this show match is amazing. 50 kills looks like he's more on the run.
6 kills is out of gaps.
He gets the kill and Vogt is won! Oh my god!
That's our gladiator!
Wow!
That's my duo!
What an amazing show match!
In a close battle, Oram's fighter won the duel, and the conflict between the two sides was finally settled. The players from both groups become bonding and growing closer. After realizing that the other islands were all divided, they decided to ally and form an island-wide alliance, uniting the entire Plains Island and making it the strongest force in the world. Needless to say that things were going incredibly well for the Plains Island, and just as I saw that the same was going on the Snow Island, everything was about to change. The Viking group ISK was currently under Snowdonia and was slowly showing signs of wanting independence, but they had multiple fighters in their groups, and Snorlax, the leader of Snowdonia, feared that they were planning to assassinate him to take independence, and he gave the green light for a group of mercenaries to take out Soccer.
So like, okay, there's obviously a few things we need to be sorted out, okay? Because there's so much tensions, we're confused. Both of us have the strongest PvPers and military in the server, in Snow, sorry. Is that true or am I wrong? We have a very strong military force and you have a very strong military force, okay? Many things we could do about that. I'd rather we be on the same side, right?
So what are we doing, man?
What is the play here, bro? What is going on?
Laughing and talking, man.
Soccer was killed alongside multiple of his friends. Somehow, in the middle of this chaos, Galaxy managed to escape.
I want to go back to make sure.
Nin, we can't go back. We can't go back. It's over.
He gathered the survivors and swore to avenge his son.
Me poor son. He didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve any of this, Nin. He didn't deserve any of this.
He decided to head to the Plains Island to seek refuge for the time being at Oram, as it was the most peaceful and diplomatic place on the server.
Lads, we've hit land. We need to find the seat of power within Oram and tell them our story. I was a part of a nation, we're called ISK, right? And all of us have been attacked by the groups on Uncooled that claim to be peaceful, so they say. And I can't live another day unless I try to do everything in my power to take revenge for his death. If I can't live without his memory living on and me doing him service, I can't live at all. And I need your help, Hexif.
At sunset, the Plains Island was hosting a huge meeting where every leader from every single group on the server was invited.
So this meeting is basically just to ensure world peace, ensure that every nation can be friends, and ensure trade and diplomacy.
Hello guys, my name is Snorlax. I'm from Snowdonia. We're from the Snow Islands. I just want to say something. We just fought in a war just a moment ago with ISK, Soccer's group. We've lost a lot of members, but we've all killed them by now or later.
Does Oricat, you wanted to speak?
I'm the head maid of the Pink Maid Mafia, based out of the desert. Just to be clear about our foreign intentions, we are going to be open to all alliances and agreements between nations. We have no ill will towards any groups in the desert, the Maid Mafia region as well.
I would say that's enough now.
Shaketopia, you wanted to say something about?
All of this isn't true. They came to our base, said, in 2 minutes you have to decide, surrender or die, to give up our leaders. I wasn't even a leader before, but you know, why am I a leader now? Because they killed multiple of our leaders for no reason, for no good reason. I just want help.
However unfortunate the desert situation is, we're here to talk about international politics, not national politics. I think that should be a priority right now.
And apparently, with all of the wars conflicting over in the Snow Island and as well as the Desert Island, the Plains people, as well as Oram and Baleria, are more than welcome to take in refugees, and we have already started an application process for a few people that have made their way over.
I think we need some sort of non-aggression pact or some form of alliance, even though it's probably not that possible. But we do need some sort of guarantee to ensure that peace is made.
Okay, then we just move on to the peace treaty. Everyone who agrees on the peace treaty, please stand up. This is pretty unanimous. This means that every nation whose leader is standing up will agree on the non-aggression pact.
The third day started with something nobody had expected. The second in command of the Snowdonia Empire took advantage of the fact that Snorlax was not in town to run a coup and take the power. Surprisingly, Dockers seemed to be really liked by the players. Many felt like they were already doing more than the leader himself, so they accepted it and Snorlax was banished. Caught completely off guard, Snorlax was confused and didn't really know what to do, so he decided to head to the Plains Island for help. Seems like everyone's going to Plains for help. What Docker had just done, taking the power by force, went completely against all the peace talks discussed at yesterday's meeting, and the other islands were not going to take that well. Back at Aurum, Galaxy had met up with their leader to ask for help. He told his full story and how his people were killed and how he was forced to leave his home. This, plus the Docker situation that just happened, was too much. The Aurum leadership feared that the Snow Island might become too chaotic and unstable and attack them at some point. In response, they allowed to send a few of their members with a player called Sora leading a group of the Snow Rebels and ISK on a mission to take out Docker. They all marched to the Snow Island and planned their attack from the old ISK base.
I heard that you guys are also trying to do a little something and kill Ducker. Is that right?
Snowdonia have wanted to kill Soccer and ISK. They planned all of that for days. They wanted to from the start. Even when we merged with them, they still wanted to kill us. One of Flumen's citizens spread lies that we wanted to assassinate Jackie. They ended up making the first move and slaughtering all of us.
The mission was simple. They started marching towards Snowdonia. Go in, kill Docker, and leave. But unfortunately for them, it did not go as planned at all.
Wait. ISK's here, ISK's here.
Don't kill.
Wait.
They were immediately recognized and all of them were attacked on the spot in an attempt to drive them out of town.
Yep, I got him. Yep.
Kill the flank guy, kill the flank guy, kill the flank guy.
The fight felt never ending. The Snow Rebels were dying one by one, and whoever was still alive searched non-stop for Docker, who they couldn't find because they were hiding inside of a castle. After realizing that most of them were dead, the mission was called a failure and the few survivors escaped. Due to that attack, which was endorsed by Plains, the Snow Island finally decided to unite. An island-wide alliance was immediately formed between Snowdonia and the volcanic states. It was decided that in case of an attack, the entire Snow Island would group at the volcano and defend their island with everything they had. Seeing the Snow Island uniting, the Plains believed that they were preparing to attack them, so they began planning for war. But apart from getting ready for war, the casual citizens of the islands were simply living their lives.
I mean, this is, the tree of life. It gives me my ideas. You can see the ideas living the tree up there.
Oh, the ideas! What a view you got!
Yep, exactly. The wise man sees everything. People come to me, ask me questions, and I answer them, like anything.
The wise man of the mountains.
Exactly.
You have shisha in here?
Oh!
Yes, shisha, hookah.
I don't think we have drugs, no.
In the maid's town in the desert island, Saren, the player who was singing for them on day one, was getting married today.
We are gathered here to join this man and this woman in covenant of marriage. Now do you, Saren, take this woman to be your wife?
I do.
Do you, Chibs, take this man to be your husband?
I do.
You are now husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
On the Plains Island, Snorlax took refuge and opened a goat horn shop in Aurum. That's what you're used to? Leader of the Empire of Snowdonia, selling goat horns in Plains in Aurum.
They took over everything. I'm gonna take over everything they have. Okay, we're gonna kill every single one of them.
He even got to talk with Galaxy and explained to him that the hit on Soccer was been advised by Docker and not him.
I don't know what Docker did, man.
Are you sure? Well, look, I just want you to know that I'll fight with you. I'll fight with you. I can't bring it out in me heart to forgive you for everything, but when we take Snow back, I trust that you'll lead with a better heart.
There were even some spiritual stuff happening in the desert island. I'm unsure.
Welcome to the sermon. It warms my heart to see so many gathered here in the radiant nation of Apolia. I feel Helios' presence with us today. Her light, her warmth, her grace.
Overall, civilization was booming across the islands, and as the sun set, every island had built massive, impressive towns of their own. Day 4. In the desert, tension was at all-time high. Since the first day, all the groups had feared the maids for their high numbers of players and the many rumors surrounding them. What nobody knew until now is that in the desert, a secret group of players were the ones spreading rumors about everyone. What's up here?
We are a conspiracy. We were down there having a meeting.
They were deliberately causing fear between every group, making them fear each other's, fear the maids, and even fueling the original conflict between the maids and Shade.
We need to keep these meetings small. We keep having moles. We need to tighten security and make sure no more information gets out. If there are any leaks, you are in charge of finding and eliminating them. Is that understood?
Sir, yes, sir.
No mercy. We kill traitors.
Yes, sir.
We are ready to put into motion plans that tomorrow will result in the deaths of certain world leaders. We need to take down the leader of Eclipse and the leader of Apolia.
Their plans were simple: cause enough chaos in the desert to remove all desert leaders and take control of the island for themselves. Luckily, a player called SJ80 decided to betray them and reveal everything to Ori, the head maid. Ori then managed to convince all the other desert leaders to finally meet and hear the truth.
I come to you today with some rather troubling news, but before I get into that, I would first like to acknowledge the fact that there have been disagreements and problems between all of our nations over the last few days. I believe in the truest place in my heart that these are actively manipulated by a secret third-party alliance group.
During the meeting, Ori made it clear to the other leaders that a secret desert group had been spreading fake rumors and secretly sabotaging everyone in hopes of taking over the desert.
SG80 here is an insider from this group.
Yes. So their ideas were to assassinate the major leaders of Sand. They wanted to get rid of all the leaders and replace it with their own people to have a unified desert as such.
The leaders couldn't believe this and decided to immediately take action by gathering the entire desert island at Eclipse to expose those players and reveal the truth to everyone.
I would first like to thank all of the desert nations for agreeing to this meeting. I believe that the last 7 days have been rampant with chaos. This is a great time to finally resolve all of our grievances.
And I cannot be prouder to say that we have agreed to a peace agreement on this day.
But this peace agreement is not currently possible with certain people conspiring within the desert. We will now be revealing the full list of names of desert conspirators. I would like to invite Alex Wolf up to the stage.
Eddie, could you please come to the stage? Can you please remove armor and shield?
Remove it or my guards will kill you, Bisky. Bisky?
Armor and shield, mate.
The armor and shield.
At least let me have my final meal in Nixity.
Bisky, you have 10 seconds to remove your armor and shield.
I'll remove my armor and shield.
This group is single-handedly conspiring to pit all the desert nations against us, and all of the leaders have agreed that no member from this group should be allowed to live in the desert. I believe we'll kill them all.
He's running, Bisky.
Get him.
It was quite a shock to hear that many of the people you may have trusted started to plot against us. But through the collective power of our nations, we are going against that coup. So we'll be restoring the peace in the desert between Apolia, between PMM, and between Eclipse. Kill them.
If you see Advocative, I do not care what you do of him. He's a traitor to my people. Tried killing me, claimed I was a tyrant.
After everything they've been through, believing that the maids were out to get them, and on the edge of an island-wide war, the desert groups finally made peace, and the sun could finally set on a unified desert island.
Thanks everyone for gathering here today, as it is our last day of world peace.
Oh, everyone is gathered at the Colosseum?
Snowdonia has declared themselves an independent nation, declining the World Peace Pact and swiftly building an underground army. Not only have they been pulling the strings behind a corrupt puppet leader, but they have also genocided smaller nations for pure power. Aurum represents the people, and I will not stand for any tyranny in this world. We are not warlords, and we are not rulers of this world. We are Aurum, and we declare war on the tyrants of Snowdonia!
We have seen the world push against peace, with nations like Snowdonia fighting instead of keeping peace to kill other nations, other groups, and to hurt the people of the world.
Hello people of Aurum, my name is Snorlax. I was the leader of Snowdonia. It was all Duckle's plan. She basically controlled me as a puppet. I'm so sorry that I brought you guys into this. Just do one thing. Please wipe them off.
Every single player of the Plains Island was standing, ready at the Colosseum. The Aurum Bellaria Alliance, the survivors of ISK, and Apolia allies from the desert, all of them shared the same goal: end the Snow Island by force. Talking wasn't enough. The mission to take out Docker wasn't enough. In their eyes, this was the last option. Galaxy was wisdom. For him, everything had come full circle, and now was finally the time to avenge Soccer and take back his home.
We got this, lads!
Ready for battle, they marched to the Aurum port and began swimming to the Snow Island.
Are we ready?
Ready!
Alright, everyone, let's go!
Let's go!
Everyone, over 100 players were following Hexif, who was leading the charge. Once they arrived onto the Snow Island, Snorlax guided them towards the volcano, and just as expected, the Snow Island was ready.
Holy shit, so many of them.
Soldiers were positioned all around the volcano, shooting from every angle as attackers desperately tried to push their way up.
Throw them all! Throw them all!
They're oh my god.
Guys, help us, help us, get them all over here, get them all over here. Guys, come here, get them all here.
The plane players broke through. They passed the defenses and entered the town.
Nice.
Galaxy was ready.
Ducker is just over there. Across the hill.
This was his moment. They were going to pay for what they did to his people.
Go back. Nice, boys. Give us a. Misty dead.
There was no mercy from the plains. Everyone with a blue name tag was killed.
I'm getting pushed.
Nice.
After a long, brutal battle, the plains emerged victorious.
I mean, we can finally have world peace. I'm so happy, and I'm so proud of every single one of you. It's been a lot of hardships, it's been a lot of conflicts, but through the end, we prevail.
The tyrant leader is dead. Let's go, Aurum!
Let's go, Abs! Let's go, Aurum!
The plane players returned home, and Galaxy, along with a few friends he had left, marched towards their old base to finally take it back.
It's on the horizon! We've made it this far. I've marched through hell and back with you lads. It's been hard, and we've lost many along the way, but it's on the horizon. It's just over the hill. Oh my goodness, guys. Go back. Go back. We're back. This was my home with the hero that we lost. Vom rests. It was taken from us.
But when they arrived, they were shocked to find the player who killed Soccer standing alone in their old home.
Amir, you dare sit where he once stood? All this time, I've been waiting for this day, and you have the gall to sit where my son once stood. If you have a god, I'd recommend you start praying to him now. What do you have to say for yourself, lad?
If I could do it all again, I would definitely do it again, bro. Like,
wipe him out! He shows no remorse, lad! He's dead! The Batman is dead!
Galaxy had made it. After watching his friends die, losing his home, and fighting everyone, he was finally back.
We fought long and we fought hard, and finally we can say, our family has been avenged. We can take back our home, live in our houses, and live every day for the rest of our lives.
During that entire story, every group claimed they wanted peace. But the moment power was on the line, ideals didn't matter. Whether through votes, coup or war, control was always the real goal. In the end, none of the nations fell because of strengths alone. They fell because fear spread faster than truths. The desert feared the maids on day one before they ever spoke to them. The maids attacked Shade based on rumors only. Plains attacked Snow out of fear that they would attack them first. And Soccer died because they feared he would take over. Rumors turned allies into enemies, and by the time the truth came out, the war was already over. Fighting didn't destroy them, it was only the consequence. Fear did. Thanks for watching. Those kind of videos take me ages to make, so if you want to support my work, consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below. And if you want to participate in other events like this one, you can join my Discord, linked in the description. On this, it was Ray, and I'll see you next time.